December the 3rd, 2021 หลวงพ่อโพสีสุริยะ Khemarato's Blessing Reflection
สิ่งที่มันไม่เกี่ยวกับไม่สิ่งที่มันไม่เกี่ยวกับจิต
That which has nothing to do with the non-attachment or the mind.
เหมือนกับมันไม่ใช่อะไรในอะไร
Just like there is nothing within anything.
แล้วก็อาศัยดำริอาศัยอุปโลกดำริไปเลยในทุกอนูแห่งโลกธาตุไปเลย
Share this essence towards all atoms in this physical world and samsara.
สิ่งที่มันไม่ใช่อะไรกับอะไรเนี่ยอาจจะอาศัยอุปโลกดำริไปเชื่อมไป
Linking this essence of nothing in anything towards all and everything. Form it up and share it. Share such an essence towards the physical world and samsara. And use that which is not the mind or non-attachment to bless right away, which is the purification of emptiness. Use that which is not my or non-attachment or disregarding to purify that which is not the mind nor non-attachment. With that, it is the instantaneous purification of emptiness. At the moment, this is the base, that is the big one. Just share the essence of blessing, linking to everywhere from here. Especially in the abode of the Arahants, which is called Niu Jie Jai in China. Luang Po think of that place quite often and bless there quite often. At the moment, all the abode of the Arahants are linked with the blessing. So that's why from there, from Niu Jie Jai, is where the first sent or share the essence, and then all the blessing force will be distributed all over in China. There's a search for an anupap or the blessing force or something that is accumulating. With this, it must be shared the blessing, the anupap of the blessing, the force of the blessing, through water blessing. At the moment, even within the air, within the space element, no exception, just instantly share the essence, proceed onward with the blessing, instantaneously. Sometimes we don't know that we also shared the lifetime with the Buddhas. Even though there has been lifetimes that have shared within the Buddha's time, however, the karma and karmic difficulties that covered oneself create such a inability to link with such a time, to link with such an essence. Therefore, one is yearning to link with the essence. And because of the covered up of karma and karmic difficulties, it makes oneself unable to be in accordance with the essence of the Buddhas. So when Luang Po mentioned about instantaneous sharing the essence away towards the physical world and samsara, the mind has just starting to realize and then instantaneously follow and share the essence accordingly, automatically, without trying to accumulate any perfections or having wishes or yearning for anything anymore. Blessing instantaneously instead. It has to go further than searching. There is no need to wait for anything. Just instantaneous blessing. Share it towards the samsara right away. All that has been shared with the Buddhas in any Buddha's times. Share that essence instantaneously. Towards all beings instantaneously. Samsara instantaneously. There is no need to wait for anyone or anything. It's not about someone waiting for anyone. Shift towards the essence of giving away and blessing right away. Everywhere there are connections with all spirits, all lives and souls. Everywhere that we go, on both sides of the road, there is no need to rush driving without rushing to anywhere, because they are full of spirits, full of beings. We have to share the essence of that which has nothing to do with the non-attachment to everywhere, within every moment at all times, so that it will be purification of emptiness that is given at all times, altogether. Blessing everywhere, every place. They surround us, the beings are surrounding us. It is not just in front or behind the back. It's everywhere in all directions. Samsara is everywhere. We are amidst samsara's realms of existence at all times. At the moment, we have to proceed to bless constantly, no matter which time. Don't let there be a delay to dwell within oneself. Don't be delayed to dwell within oneself. Share the essence of that which has nothing to do with attachment or non-attachment, awakening or not awakening. It will be purification of emptiness, purification of nibbana in all directions automatically. Without aiming, the essence will radiate throughout all directions all by itself. However, if there is an aim, a focus, it will be in the way of the focusing. So the essence or the brightness will not be in all directions, will not brightening in all directions.
สิ่งที่ไม่เกี่ยวกับไม่เนี่ยเป็นเบสิกเลยเป็นพื้นฐานเลย
Therefore, the essence of that which has nothing to do with the non-attachment is the basic foundation of the blessing.
มันจะล้างตัวมุ่ง
Because it will purify the focusing mind,
ตัวมุ่ง
the aiming of the mind, or the projection of the mind, or the specific focusing.
แล้วมันจะกลายเป็นว่างล้าง
Then it will turn into purification of emptiness that radiates throughout all directions, all by itself.
ล้างรอบทิศทางไปเอง
The brightness will purify in all directions, all by itself.
ดังนั้นสิ่งที่มันไม่เกี่ยวกับจิตสิ่งที่มันไม่เกี่ยวกับไม่เนี่ยเป็นเบสิกเอาไว้เลย
Therefore, that which has nothing to do with the mind, attachment or non-attachment, is like a basic foundation that is always there.
ไม่ฟิกไม่เน้น
Without fixation,
เจาะจงเป็นเบสิกเอาไว้เลย
without being specific with anything particularly.
แล้วมันจะรอบทิศทางอยู่แล้วโดยปกติ
Then the brightness will radiate in all directions normally, usually.
มันจะว่างล้างรอบทิศทางอยู่แล้วโดยปกติ
Then it will be an automatic purification of emptiness that is usual.
แต่การที่มาหาควรไปในจุดนั้นจุดนี้อะไรบ้างนั้นก็อีกเรื่องนึง
However, by having the great compassion to share the blessing in this place or that place particularly is another thing.
แค่ส่วนหนึ่งเท่านั้น
Is one part of the blessing.
ดำริไปตรงนั้นดำริไปตรงนี้มันเป็นแค่ส่วนหนึ่งเท่านั้น
To form up the thought to bless here and there is one part only.
เรียกว่าเป็นกรุณาเป็นมหา
It is the compassion and great compassion that is given.
แต่โดยพื้นฐาน
But the foundation is the great compassion of the essence that is always there.
คือกรรมหรือสายเนี่ยมันจะชอบไปรู้เฉพาะเห็นเฉพาะดูเฉพาะเพ่งเฉพาะอะไรอย่างเงี้ย
Focuses in knowing, looking, seeing, and gazing is the preference of karmic habits.
แล้วก็สิ่งที่มันไม่เกี่ยวกับไม่ดีๆ
Therefore, we have to use the essence well with that which has nothing to do with the non-attachment.
ไม่เกี่ยวกับจิตสิ่งที่มันไม่เกี่ยว
That which has nothing to do with the mind, that which has nothing to do within the uninvolved itself.
มันจะไปล้างในตัวหลง
It will purify the delusion to be specific,
แบบหลงอ่ะมันไม่ใช่เฉพาะ
because that is in the way with delusion,
โกรธนะ
because that is not being specific for the blessing.
เพราะแบบหลง
Instead, it is being specific in the way that is deluded to it.
เฉพาะหลงดูเฉพาะหลงรู้เฉพาะจดจ่อเฉพาะจึงจ้องต้องตั้งเฉพาะจริงจังเฉพาะมันแบบหลงอ่ะมันไม่ใช่แบบโกรธถ้าอย่างดำริไปตรงนั้นตรงนี้แบบโกรธเนี้ยเฉพาะไปตรงนั้นตรงนี้แบบโกรธมันก็อันนั้นไม่ใช่ไม่มีปัญหามันไม่ได้เฉพาะแบบหลง
Focuses and concentration that is used specifically with certain objects through looking, seeing and knowing, gazing or projecting the mind, or brightening and focuses within certain things. These are not in the way of blessing. Instead, it is used in the way with delusion. Instead, when forming up the blessing here and there specifically in certain places, with these, there's no problem. Because this kind of particularity is not in the way with delusion.
ดำริไปตรงนั้นดำริไปนี่นั่นโน่นแต่พร้อมกับสิ่งที่มัน
Forming up the blessing together with the essence that has nothing to do with attachment or non-attachment.
ไม่ใช่อะไรเกี่ยวไป
With the essence of that which has nothing to do with involvement or uninvolvement.
เพราะอย่างนั้นมันไม่ได้เฉพาะแบบหลง
Then in such a way is not with delusion to be specific.
เป็นมหากรุณา
It is the great compassion. It is the compassion and great compassion to purify here and there.
ดำริไปดูไปรู้ไปแต่มันไม่ล้างไปด้วยมันเป็นการมุ่งมั่นล้วนๆอย่างเงี้ยมันเป็นความหลงอย่างนั้น
When there is no purification simultaneously with looking, seeing and knowing and thinking, then it becomes delusion. With the soul determined act is a delusion.
นี่เบสิกเลยพื้นฐานเลยสิ่งที่มันไม่เกี่ยวกับไม่
That which has nothing to do with involvement or uninvolvement, it is the foundation for the purification through the emptiness. That which is not the mind is the foundation, just like the emptiness and nibbana is the basic foundation for the blessing. That which has nothing to do with the mind, has nothing to do with the non-attachment. It will be the purification of emptiness that is given simultaneously with everything. However, the essence of that which has nothing to do with the non-attachment has to be given to the utmost, which is the anupap or the mighty force of the extinction. It's the purification of the extinction. It is like a lion's roar, purification like powerfully. Is to be given simultaneously. Be bold in blessing without choosing time, day or night. Continue in such a way. It's called blessing with the lion's roar, with the anupap, mighty force. This is not to hold on and dwell within the anupap no more. It is not a kind of Dharma attainment that's the well within itself, like mindfulness in the mindfulness, concentration in the concentration, meditative power, contemplation, special insights or wisdoms. It is not in the way of dwelling within itself. It is a kind of the usage for the blessing entirely. There will be more opening. Linking with the blessing will be increasing further and further. The anupap of each Buddha era will begin to open for the blessing more and more. All the anupap or the relation, connections with those Buddha times will be more open and linking towards blessing more and more. Luang Po talking about the directions from here towards the east is to the directions of Korea, Japan, Vietnam, and then throughout towards California, America, through the whole earth. So when you form up the blessing, just go ahead towards all directions here and there. So Luang Po point out the direction towards Sankasa in India. That direction is the India zone.
คือมันไปเฉพาะอยู่ที่หนึ่งที่ใดไม่ได้แล้วมันต้องทั้งหมดไปเลยสังสาร
It's impossible to just be specific with certain place, certain thing. It has to cover the whole samsara.
จะไปตรงไหนก็ตรงนั้นเป็นจุดศูนย์กลาง
For example, if you are forming up to bless certain place, that will be the center of your blessing. However, it has to distribute further everywhere. Distribute to all over, brighten out from that center to all directions without limits. By the essence of that which has nothing to do with attachment or non-attachment simultaneously. Purify specific, being specific within oneself. The specific dwelling within oneself, purify that.
ไม่เกี่ยวกับไหม้มันแบบนั้นไปทีนี้มันก็ไม่งมแล้วมันไม่งมตัวเองไม่งมรูปงมนามไม่งมกายงมจิตละไม่เฉพาะละอนุภาพมันเขาจะไปเองเลยพระเจ้าไปรอบทิศทางเอง
When there is the essence of that which has nothing to do with mind or the non-attachment, then the mind will not be embedded within itself already. It will not be embedded within itself, nor within the body, nor the mind. It will not become specific. The mighty force will be brightening in all directions automatically in such a way.